Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode here at WILDMAN Lifts. I'm your host, WILDMAN. Now, on today's episode, I thought we'd go over the good, the bad, and the ugly about a controversial subject in the fitness industry known as the bench press. Now, you'll see when people go into the gym, bench press is a very common and popular exercise to do. So why is it so controversial in the fitness industry? A lot of people say the bench press is actually dangerous and isn't a natural movement that will carry over into everyday life for functional movements. So before you decide to throw the bench press into your workout routine, let's go over the good. Now, the good thing about the bench press is it's the greatest compound movement you can do for upper body strength, particularly in the pushing plane. Because a barbell is meant to be lifted, has knurling, has the perfect diameter on the bar, and the ends rotate, and because the plates are calibrated to be even on both sides, there is nothing better or safer to bench press with than that implement. Whether it's for overall strength, or you're competing for powerlifting, strongman, CrossFit, even Olympic weightlifting, increasing your upper body strength in the pushing plane is a very big staple in most movements. This is why when you go into the gym, and particularly amongst males, we'll ask each other, how much do you bench, bro? This is recognized worldwide. More recognized, in my opinion, than a back squat or a deadlift. Most gym goers, average gym goers, particularly care about the bench press to determine another person's strength. So if you're good at the bench press, you'll impress a lot of people in the gym. However, this very reason is also leading us into the bad part of the bench press. Now, the reason why it's bad is because people usually use incorrect technique when they're setting up for the bench press. There needs to be a slight arch in your back. You need to have your shoulders more at an angle at the bottom of the movement, and the bar path needs to be slightly diagonal from descent to ascent. Since most people screw this up, they end up getting impingement in their shoulders. They'll also put their hands too wide, causing the pectoral tendon to be exposed, which makes that go snap when there's too much pressure on that tendon. Since most people think that the bench press is a chest isolated workout, this is the reason why their technique sucks. If you set up correctly and you have the proper hand placement, you will mitigate that risk and you'll be able to overload the muscles perfectly to get a nice solid workout. So before you jump into the bench press, make sure your technique is on point and your grip is correct. This now leads us into the ugly truth behind the bench press and why it's so controversial in the fitness industry. Now, the ugly truth about the bench press is whether you are a male or a female does not matter. If you want to increase upper body strength, particularly in the pushing plane, then you're going to need to incorporate bench press into your lifts. Now, a lot of people look at powerlifting and they see their technique and they're either turned off to bench pressing because of the ugly, horrible style that they're lifting, and they don't see much point because the range of motion is decreased. But that's how powerlifters need to train. If you're a powerlifter, unfortunately, training in this manner will get you higher weight, therefore more points total on your score at the end of a competition. Since you're decreasing that range of motion and you're using more of a stabilizing method instead of a pushing method, people can score higher in powerlifting competitions as a result. However, if you're just an average gym goer or you're trying to get better in strongman, CrossFit, Olympic weightlifting, or bodybuilding, doing the bench press, having a reasonable hand width on the bar with your shoulders locked and your arch in your back and using your whole body to move the weight and not just your chest will increase overall strength and will give you the results that you need. And that's the ugly truth behind the bench press. It is a very good exercise to do in the gym. You just have to go in with proper technique and you will see the great benefits that it can provide to you. Thanks for joining me this time, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.